On Shelter Records, the first and only single from Mudcrutch on Shelter Records, Depot Street, here, Tom Petty Radio, Mark Felsot, joined by Mr. Jon Scott, the author of Tom Petty and Me.
Author, wow.
How does that feel to be called an author now?
It's crazy. I mean, people say that to me, you're an author, and I'm going, I really don't believe it. It's like a dream. I don't even know what to say.
I mean, in a way, this is like somebody's record.
Yeah.
You made a book. Jon Scott, you created this thing. That has to be bizarre.
It's unreal. I mean, I when I got the first copy from the publisher, from the printing house, I looked at it and went, this thing's alive. And I really didn't think of myself as an author, to be honest with you. I don't know why, but yeah, it feels good.
So first off, back to Mudcrutch, because you actually heard the Mudcrutch single
right.
in your early days working for a record company. Your response to hearing Depot Street, which is really, if you think about it, unlike any of the other songs Mudcrutch was doing at the time.
Or Tom, even, they've never done a reggae song, a reggae sounding kind of song, I don't think. But I was driving to Nashville with Olivia Newton-John, and she had come to Memphis, and I was like, we got to listen to these tracks on a cassette that MCA sent us, some new songs. And Depot Street came on, and she said, that's quite good. And I said, I'm not sure if it's a good imitation of Olivia, but I said, I like that song. And I said, would you look at the paper here and see who it is? And she said, it says Mudcrutch. And I said, well, I think she said, well, that's kind of a stupid name. And I kind of said, I don't even know what Mudcrutch means. And yeah, but anyway, I went to a radio station in Nashville and got it played. And I remember calling my first ad in, going from, I got it, Depot Street played. And the head of promotion for MCA went, John, it's only a single. It's on Shelter Records. Forget about it. Work Olivia Newton-John. I completely forgot about Mudcrutch.
That has to be surreal just to begin with. You and Olivia Newton-John riding in a car together, listening to new music.
Right, right.
And she liked the song.
She loved the song. We both did. It's like one of those things. And the first time I played it for WKDF, Ron Huntsman, and he said, I like this song. I'm going to add it. And I went, well, we must be right. It's a good song. Until I found out that only 3 stations in America had played the record. And were told to move on to something else. Yeah, that was like a really strange moment in my life because, once I met Tom first at his house and asked him, you ever been in any other bands? And he said, yeah, he never heard of them. I go, Mudcrutch. And I went, Depot Street? And he went, how the hell do you know Depot Street? And that's when we just sat down and looked at each other. We must have stared at each other 30 seconds. Like, what's going on here? You're telling me you're going to break my career. And we just looked at each other, and Mudcrutch. And it's kind of hard to remember because I remember it was like so surreal of me knowing who Mudcrutch was.
It is Tom Petty Radio. Mark Felsot here with author Jon Scott of Tom Petty and Me. I want to jump to, you've listened to this album. You've promised your boss you're going to work this album, give me 6 weeks.
Right.
And you've got 2 songs that are huge on this record.
Mm-hmm.
Really, neither of them have done anything at this moment. You have American Girl.
Yep.
And then on the other side, you have Breakdown.
Right.
And you have 2 completely different sounding songs. How do you decide what you want to take to radio stations and say, pay attention, here's Tom Petty, you're going to play this guy?
Well, Breakdown was the second song on the first album. And that's when, I went cuckoo. I just was getting goosebumps, everything. That's how, you probably do the same thing. You hear something and it just goes, whoa. And then the last song I heard was American Girl on that album. And I listened twice. I closed my door, put my headphones on. And if you've never listened to the first album, put headphones on because Mike Campbell's guitars go from left to right. Phil Seymour's vocals go in and out. So I went to Charlie Miner and said, who are these guys? He said, "Oh, that's punk band, Tom Petty and whatever their name is, Heartbreakers, and we're dropping them." We put Breakdown out as a single, and it did nothing. And I felt really strongly about Breakdown. And that's what I just said, well, let's just do it again. And that's what I started doing. And but Breakdown was a song that always just got me. And American Girl, American. How can you not like American Girl?
Right.
I still don't understand. The cover of the album, the first album. I think that's what hurt Tom Petty the most.
Because he doesn't look like either of those two songs.
No, you're right, exactly. That he didn't look like that. Radio people would tell me, "Oh yeah, we've listened to that guy," or "We saw the album cover. It looks like a punk band. Is it a punk band?" And I'm like, "No, it's a rock and roll band." And the one thing I regret is never asking Tom, "Why did you do that particular cover with bullets around your neck and a black leather jacket and a smirk on your face?" Looking back, that's one of the reasons that the first album, when it came out, didn't happen.
Can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge a record.